Good morning. This is a vibrant and busy time at First Unitarian Universalist Church of Austin. So before we formally begin our worship service, we invite you to lend your attention to a few announcements that will let you know about some ways to get involved in the life of the church. On each Sunday, we light candles in the sanctuary and along the windows to mark sacred moments of our lives. We encourage you to light candles during the prelude, the music for meditation, or the postlude. Join us for senior lunch, where our speaker will be John Barry. He will share some of his experience with the people and cultures he encountered on his journey from Sweden to the Republic of Georgia and more. Senior lunch is this Wednesday, February 11th at noon. Soup and salad for $5. And you don't have to be a senior to attend. All are welcome. Join Reverend Carrie, Biz, and Aubrey for Vespers. We will meet on Tuesday, February 10th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. for a light meal followed by a deep dive into one of our hymns. Biz Thornton and Susie Riddle invite you to join a thoughtful and meaningful discussion about our new value, interdependence. The small group will meet in room 15 on February 22nd at 12:45. Vegan snacks will be provided. The group is limited to 12 people, so please sign up quickly. And we're kicking off another round of circle dinners, which are a great way to connect socially with a small group of people. Groups of 6 to 9 people will meet for 3 to 4 potluck meals in each other's homes. For more information, see the Friday email newsletter. Last day to sign up is this Monday, February 16th. And the Veganistas, our own First UU official chapter of the Unitarian Universalist Animal Ministry, invites everyone to the February Vegan Potluck Dinner on Saturday, February 21st at 6:30 p.m. in House and Hall. More information available in the newsletter. Be a part of the Reboot 2026 of First UU Church Austin. The board is in the process of revisiting our mission and our end statements. Our ends are a list of specific areas of endeavor where we plan to implement our mission in accountable ways through our professional and volunteer staff. To do this, we need the input, joys, hopes, and concerns that shape our church and the ways in which it expresses and carries out its mission. During the month of February and early March, we will host a series of small group sessions to elicit your thoughts. To learn more and to sign up, please see the special announcement or the Friday newsletter. You can also stop by the table in House and Hall after the service any Sunday in February to speak to a board member. Your voice is vital. And finally, each Sunday, one of our caring companions is designated to be available at the front of the sanctuary after the service to listen to any immediate pastoral needs and assist you with connecting to additional pastoral support if you would like. Today's caring companion is Joseph Hunt. Joseph, could you please stand and wave your arms? Thank you, and now, folks, you know who to look for after the service. Now, let all who have gathered in beloved community, whether in virtual space or in person, join our spirits in worship together.
morning. Whether you're joining us online or you're here in the sanctuary, we're welcome to First Unitarian Universalist Church of Austin. We're a spiritual community dedicated to a free and responsible search for truth and meaning and beauty. I'm Reverend Carrie Holly Hurt. I'm the assistant minister here. I'm a white woman in my late 40s. I have brown hair that's just below my chin, and I'm wearing purple glasses. And today I'm wearing a black shirt with white letters that say "Abolish ICE." Because we bring holy prayers into this sacred place. I'm also wearing a yellow stole, and it's truly a joy to be with y'all today. I especially want to welcome you if you are new to the congregation. If you're joining us remotely and you can, let us know where you're coming from. And if you're here in the sanctuary, then join us for coffee hour in Housen Hall right after. Either way, we'd love to get to know you, so you can go to austinuu.org, click on worship, and you'll see a link to a form to tell us all about you. Here, everybody's welcome. Every beginning and every path, every beautiful expression of human flowering, all pronouns, all the ways and ones we love, all abilities or disabilities, each and every one of you is welcome here. You belong here. Now, we come from a long tradition of seeing the divine love flowing through each and every one of us. So it's in that tradition I invite you to greet the holy.
Good morning again. I'm Mary Overton. I'm a white woman who just turned 70. And silver-haired. My pronouns are she, her. Please join me in the words by which we light our chalice. This is the flame we hold in our hearts as we strive for justice for everyone. This is the warmth we shine upon systems of oppression until they are no more. This is the warmth we share with one another as our struggle becomes our salvation. Our call to worship is "Here We Are" by Austin Channing Brown. I wish I had something profound to tell you today, something that could erase the sense of dread you feel right now. I wish I had the words that could carry as a shield around your heart and not feel the daggers of bitterness and disappointment. I wish my sentences were strong enough to carry your frustration. I wish you didn't have to log off to preserve your mental and emotional health. I wish I could save you from feeling, except I don't want to save you from feeling because those feelings make you human, and we are going to need to hold tight to our humanity. Please rise in body or spirit, and let us sing hymn number 404, What Gift Can We Bring?
One of the things that binds us together as a religious community is that we have a common purpose, and that common purpose is our mission. The congregation wrote it together, and then we put it on the wall so that we can say it every week, so that we might more readily carry it in our heart. Let's say it together now. Together, we nourish souls, transform lives, and do justice to build the beloved community.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sol. I am a small white human with short blue hair. We have come to the time for all ages in our service today, and I have a lovely story for us to read. So if you'd like a nice close look at the pictures, come on up and join me. Hi, everyone. Wow, we're so excited. Hello. Let's be kind with our bodies, yeah? Okay. Okie dokie. Hi. Hello. Nice to see y'all. Nice to meet y'all. Hello. Our story today is titled Starfish on the Beach. It's written and illustrated by Tom and Lindy Schneider. One afternoon, on a sparkling, sandy beach, a mother and her daughter were picking up seashells. The tide was out, so they found many treasures. "Mama, put this in your bag, please," said the little girl, and she held up a pretty pink striped shell. Mama carried a bag for collecting such things. Mama and Sandy walked along the shoreline, making footprints side by side. Suddenly, Sandy stopped. She saw something that was bigger than a seashell. Sandy ran ahead for a closer look. "Look, Mama," said Sandy. "There are stars on the beach." Mama looked too. "You found some starfish, honey. They usually hide in the cool water." "Poor starfish," said Sandy. "The sun is cooking them." "The tide will come back in soon, and they'll be all right," said Mama. Little Sandy was not so sure. Without a word, she picked up one crusty starfish after another and tossed them into the refreshing waves. Mama watched for a while. "You can't save them all," she said. "I know," said Sandy, and she picked up 2 more starfish and tossed them into the water. The shore stretched on forever, and the starfish polka-dotted the beach as far as they could see. "Mama, could you help me?" asked Sandy. So Mama helped rescue the starfish until a wave of sadness washed over her heart. "There are so many starfish that need help," said Mama. "I don't think we're making much of a difference here." Little Sandy thought for a moment and then picked up 1 more starfish and tossed it into the rolling waves. She smiled as she ran back to Mama. "I made a difference for that one," she said. Mama smiled and said, "Yes, you did." The end. Thank y'all very much for listening. We can head out to the playground.
Each year, the members of First Unitarian Church of Austin select a group of nonprofits that are building the beloved community in our area. On the second Sunday of the month, we take up an offering that we give away to support these organizations and feature a representative who highlights the great work of one of them. If you are with us online, you can go to austinuu.org and click on Second Sunday Special Offering in the drop-down box. Here in the sanctuary, the ushers will gratefully accept the monthly special offering after a few words from Serena Hefts. Are you here? Great. Who we are thrilled to invite to let us know a little more about Planned Parenthood.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Serena. I'm a Middle Eastern woman in her late 20s, and my pronouns are she, her. And I'm the Austin Community Outreach Specialist with Planned Parenthood of Greater Texas. So thank you so much for partnering with Planned Parenthood for this month's special offering. We are honored to partner with you. Most of you are very familiar with Planned Parenthood, and many of you are active supporters. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. I also want to share an update about Planned Parenthood in Austin, if you don't mind. Okay, so first, we now offer rapid STI testing for syphilis and HIV. We can also give you treatment. We also offer a comfort care patient menu, so that way patients can have a chance to share their needs and their wants before the appointment starts. And we also started offering colposcopies at our North Austin Health Center. We have continued our work in health services, advocacy, and education throughout the state. Over the past year, compared to 2024, our health centers throughout Texas have provided 17% more gender-affirming hormone therapy services, 27% more virtual health center visits, and 42% more flu vaccines. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can get your flu vaccines with us. And in 2025, we added 4 Houston health centers to our operations, which allow us to serve more people with care, with the care that they need, with dignity, respect, and without judgment. As we do this important work together, I also want to remind you of some key important voting dates that are coming up. So early voting for the 2026 primary elections starts Tuesday, February 17th through Friday, February 27th, and primary election day is Tuesday, March 3rd. Voting in primary elections is one of the most powerful ways we can shape the futures of our communities and protect access to healthcare and education and fundamental rights. I encourage you to make a plan to vote and to share this information with your friends, families, colleagues, and communities so that they can participate too. Thank you for standing with us so that way we can stand strong.
The ushers will now collect the offering. All blessings on your offerings and all blessings on you, the giver. And a quick aside, the nonpartisan group, the League of Women Voters of Austin, has provided hard copy of a voter's guide if you need any assistance in making your selections in early voting. They're in House and Hall. Our reading today from How Salvation Comes by Reverend Anna Bladel. When our prayer is, what the actual heck? The answer to prayer is, whatever sphere of influence you have, use it. Witness and name what others seek to ignore or normalize. Refuse capitulation, fear, threat. Resist dehumanization, a vicious cycle which trades life for lives and will always fail to honor the sacredness of each life. Each life a demand for protection, nourishment, survival, which is to say, practice love, tend life force, and flesh care, fierce and tender. Cultivate courage, root in collective movement. Find your people, organize, and access the power that comes only by coming together. This is what prayer looks like. This is how God moves. This is how salvation comes. May it be so. Or, as Octavia Butler wrote, so be it, see to it.
Now is the time in our service where we breathe together, where we center and ground ourselves together. And breathing together, we sense one another's loving presence. Breathing in and out, we follow our breath to that place of greater wisdom, a place where the divine love flows. Breathing together, we enter into a time of music and sacred quiet, all the while remembering that human sounds hold the holy as well, especially those of small children. As we enter into this time of music and meditation, I invite you to keep in our mind anyone in our community who might find themselves in sorrow, and all those that are experiencing joy. Entering this meditative quiet as our music plays, let us hold that meditative quiet throughout, including when the music comes to an end. maybe light one last candle for all those who have no one to light a candle for them. Oh, Lord. I got too bold in my match game. I'm going to sit down. I'm okay. I've just been really busy for the last few years. So at 6 a.m., the most unholy of hours, I am bleary-eyed, making breakfast for my youngest, when she comes out of her room and says, "I think there's a bird in the house." Just then, I see my cats are laser focused on a bird in my house. I grab the kid and the cats, and I put them in the rooms. I start closing doors. I open up the back door, and all the while, this fear is building, because after I do that, I have to deal with this bird. And it turns out, which I hadn't known until that moment, I am terrified of birds in my house. So, gentle broom, lots of flapping, lots of me covering my face, and then I think it's gone. I think it's out. Whew, great. I start to let the cats out, and just as one walks out of the room, I see something in my periphery. She has not flown out, but rather now she is huddled at the end of the hall on the floor, the same floor where my very excited cat is. So now it's the cat, where I cannot get to her, very scared me, and tiny terrified bird. I hate this. I hate all of this. And this fear is real. It is physically manifesting in my body. Every time I go near the bird, it's like something has grabbed me around the middle and is yanking me back. Every single time I get close to it, and at a certain point, my whole body says, "Nope," and I scurry back down the hall. I can't push past this fear. I cannot get the bird out. I finally swallow my pride, and I call Russell, and I ask him to come home from the gym. The cat, the bird, and me remain in a standoff. Now, when I think he should be home, and he's not, I call him and I say, "ETA," to which he replies, "I'm walking out of the gym right now." Expletive, hang up. He finally gets home. The bird's out of the house within like a minute, and I am so relieved. The knot of fear that had been in my stomach is just gone. And then, of course, I go on to do many, many brave things that day, just so you know. Fear is real, and it is visceral. When I was experiencing that, my brain, my reason had no chance of telling me that you are like 1,000 times bigger than that bird. It's not going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. But that went completely offline. Some very deep and primal instinct completely took over. It made sure that I wasn't going anywhere near that danger. And it's really quite impressive how quickly and powerfully our bodies react to danger. And thank goodness it does. We would not be here if it wasn't for fear. Fear that told our ancestors, be afraid of that thing that's growling at you with sharp teeth, right? Go and find shelter before it gets dark. Pay attention to those scary-looking clouds. It's visceral, and it's kept us alive as a species for over 300,000 years. But if fear can show up so strongly in a situation that is nowhere approaching dangerous, what do we do when it shows up because there's a real danger and we have to respond? When there is no Russell to call, there is only us. We are the only ones who are coming to save us. Right now, that fear is showing up as we read or watch the news. The brutality of ICE and the complete disregard for humanity, the murders at the hands of ICE and Border Patrol of people like Keith Porter, Luis Gustavo Nunez, Herbert Sanchez Dominguez, Renee Good, Alex Preddy, and many, many more. The imprisonment of adults and children and babies over the last 23 years, the current occupation of American cities, the complete disregard of any human and civil rights from the highest office in the land, and the way in which all of these actions are happening as if the Constitution was never written. This fear is valid and it is rational, and it can be used as a tactic to keep us quiet and compliant. It's a powerful tactic, but it's not one that we can succumb to. On January 15th, I answered the call for faith leaders to go to Minneapolis to stand in solidarity with our colleagues and with the good people of the Twin Cities. Y'all, I was terrified. If you spoke to me that week, you know that because I had told everybody. I was so scared. I had to sign several things saying that I accepted this risk. I had attended an info session where they told us that since the murder of Renee Good, ICE agents had started to routinely pull out guns and point them at people's heads. I made sure my affairs were in order. I wrote my memorial instructions, because apparently even when I'm dead, I'm going to have opinions. I got on a plane. Now, you might ask, how can a woman who can't even get a bird out of her house do something that is actually dangerous? Good question. It's because of my values and my hopes and my dreams for us and my kids and all the kids. I believe with my whole heart in liberation and collective liberation. I believe in our humanity. I believe in justice. I believe in a world where people get to live their one precious life unimpeded with racism and transphobia and sexism and ableism and all the other horrible systems of supremacy. I believe in a more loving and kind world for everyone. And I believe that I have a moral obligation to use my one precious life well. So with my values in hand, what becomes more terrifying than standing up to ICE agents and Border Patrol is what it would mean for our future if we did nothing. If we did not speak up, if we did not stand up, if we allowed the cruelty and the violence to become normal. That is more terrifying than anything I was preparing to face. I want my kids to live in a world where all of this unveiling of the cruelty and the harm and the gross violations of humanity are just a bad bit of history they talk about rather than their lived reality. And I want so much for this to end in accountability and justice, and more importantly, that it ends in a way where we are building something better than what we had, because y'all, this didn't come from nowhere. This is rooted in what we are experiencing is going back to the colonization of this land, to genocide and the continued oppression of indigenous folks, to the missing and murdered indigenous women and girls and two-spirits, to slavery, the slave catchers that manifest today in the killing of Black people all over this country by police, to the Texas Rangers who took land and lynched Mexicans and Tejanos, the internment camp of Japanese Americans in the Second World War. None of this is new. And so when the fear becomes overwhelming, I start to grab around that middle. Wants me to stop, pull back. I have to remind myself of the world I want. I have to get grounded in my values. And when I can't do that, I borrow. I borrow it from my families and my neighbor and my friends and my dear roomie, Michelle Venegas Matula, who was in Minneapolis with me. And I borrowed it from y'all. I took y'all to Minneapolis with me, took y'all to Minneapolis with me. Because fear breeds in isolation, and community is the antidote. When I joined with hundreds of other spiritual leaders from all over all over the place. We're talking Christians, we're talking Buddhist monks, Sikhs, rabbis, and a whole lot of Unitarian Universalists. We were out proportion to everyone else. I felt so much peace. I was surrounded by people showing up in their values, which is a beautiful reminder that we are many and they are few. And we are seeing that same bravery coming from the grassroots, hyper-local, leader-full organizing that is happening on the ground in Minneapolis. Everyday people coming together armed only with a whistle and a love for their neighbor, trying everything they can to protect one another. There is so much to work to do, and we can only do it in community. It's only going to work if we do it in community, and it's only going to work if we let our community hold us. A few weeks ago, Carolyn Grimminger reminded me that Reverend Meg used to say, social justice work is not a sprint, but a relay. When you get tired, you don't quit. You hand the baton to someone else, you rest, and then you get right back to work. Finally, fear grows in our inaction. We have to act. We cannot let fear dictate how we will live, and we cannot let fear dictate how this story will unfold. But we do not all need to take the same action. We don't all need to go to Minneapolis. It doesn't make sense. All of us doing just one of anything doesn't make sense. If we are going to pull apart this tapestry of this filthy, rotten system, then we're going to have to do what is ours to do. We're going to have to look at the skills and the talents that we have and bring them to one another. The people that are engaged in resistance to this occupation in Minneapolis and St. Paul are doing all sorts of things. Some are alerting their neighbors to the presence of ICE. Some are showing up and blowing whistles and honking horns, trying to get ICE to leave. Some are putting their bodies on the line. Some are raising money for food and rent assistance. Others are picking up kids and taking them to school, picking them up and bringing them home, just so to make sure they get there safe and come back safely. Some people are picking up their neighbor's laundry and doing it because they don't want their neighbor to have to go and be vulnerable at the laundromat. Some are packing food. And some are even donating breast milk to babies whose mothers have been taken. There is so much work to do. And all of it is valuable. And every single one of us has something we can offer, something we can do. Some of us are called to stand in the front lines, to stand between harm and our neighbors. And others of us are called to organize people to stand between ICE and our neighbors, or to organize food delivery, or whatever it is. Some of us are called to provide care, to sit unflinchingly with someone in their pain. I truly believe that community care is the very foundation of the work of liberation. I am beyond grateful for our caring companions. Some of us are called to lead songs. Listen, if you want to calm your nervous system, sing. And if you want to calm your nervous system and be brave, sing in a group. We need song leaders. We figure out what we're good at, what we're called to do, and we do it. Because this is our sphere of influence that the Reverend Bailey said in our reading. Bringing your beautiful and precious life into the service of your neighbor, into the service with your values, that makes us brave. It empowers us, and it gives us hope. I don't know what's coming. I know what's happening in Minneapolis is terrifying. I know what's happening here is under the radar, but it's terrifying. People are being disappeared in moments. To say it is unjust is an understatement. It is awful and scary. And it's just as bad as what you're seeing, probably worse. I wish there was a way around it. But we are a people of reason and logic, so to tell you anything else is to insult your intelligence. But I do know that we can do it, that we can face our fears, that we can hold our values close, that we can rely on one another for comfort and encouragement to hold that baton when we need them to. And we can do the work that is ours to do. We can take action. Because we have this. No matter what comes our way, we have this. And as long as those birds stay out of the house, we will be okay. Now we're going to do a little something different for our hymn. This was a song that was taught to me, taught to all of us when we were on our very scary call pre-Minneapolis. But it's a gift that was given to me, and I keep it in my heart right now, so I want to give it to y'all as well. Because together when we sing, we are brave. Brent, take it away.
All right. So I'm going to this is a portion of a song that will build over time. But I'm going to sing a little snippet of it. I'm going to put it into a repeating chant, and I invite you to join in whenever you think your ears have picked up enough info to take it in. This is brand new to me too, so get away, fear. We are stronger than we are, not as strong as we want to be, not as strong as we want to be, but we are ready. We are stronger than we are, not as strong as we want to be, not as strong as we want to be, but we are ready.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Do I have it?
It's wrong. Okay, I'm so sorry, Brent. It's not you. I was the one that put the words, but not in the slide. So this is how it goes. Okay, can y'all chant with me?
Yeah.
We are stronger than we think we are. Not as strong as we want to be. 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 But we are ready. But we are ready. We are stronger than we think we are. We are stronger than we think we are. Not as strong as we want to be. Not as strong as we want to be. But we are ready. We are ready. We are stronger than we think we are. We are stronger than we think we are. Not as strong as we want to be. Not as strong as we want to be. But we are ready. But we are ready. Thank you for humoring me.
Thank you for bringing that to us, Rev. Carey. Please join me in the words by which we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we hold in our hearts until we are together again.
As we go back to our normal life, as we leave this sacred space, may you hold your values close. May you lean on community, and may you sing through your fear. Go in peace.